So this video is about the kill switch. I'm in a classroom. Hopefully I do not get disturbed. But I just want to talk about a few experiences I had several years ago. Back in 2006, I lived in Caldwell, Idaho. And I'd been in Idaho for about 5 years at that point. And at that time, I became quite involved in politics. And the story is really simple. There was a resolution at the State House. They wanted to pass a constitutional amendment which defined marriage as only between one man and one woman, the marriage amendment back in 2006. And with everything going on politically throughout the nation, with gender issues, conservatives thought that was a pretty marvelous thing. The only problem is that where I lived in District 11, the state senator, who is also the House Majority Leader, Brad Little, who's now the governor of Idaho, he was opposing it, and he was a Republican. And so this really made me upset. And so I decided that I would run for Idaho State Senate District 11 and make a big stink about it. So I ran against Brad Little back in 2006. I also ran on the Constitution Party of Idaho ticket. And the Constitution Party at the time was having huge problems. There was a massive division. There were lots of the Constitution Party state divisions that were basically seceding from the National Party over the issue of abortion. All the super hardliners wanted to basically assert that there is never, ever any case where an abortion should be legal. And of course that created conflict with all the LDS Mormons who, according to the LDS Church, they do include the caveat that if the welfare of the mother is at risk, then perhaps an abortion could be considered. That might be the right thing to do in certain cases. So leave that up to the choice of the parents or the mother. And so we had lots of very hardline Christians who thought that the LDS Mormons were horrible, evil, wicked people, and they should all go to hell because they are not 100% against abortion. They're only 99.9% against abortion. And so when it came to, sorry, I probably ate lunch, which means I'm coughing and hacking and clearing my throat. But anyway, so all the hardline Christians, conservatives wanted to throw the kill switch on anything and everybody who was not 100% with them. And so me and a close friend, we got some other Mormons together, and we went to the Constitution Party annual convention. I think it was in Grangeville, Idaho, and we basically went up there and took over the party. We took over the party. Those who were Mormon haters, they all walked. And then I got elected as the state vice chairman of the Constitution Party of Idaho. Then I also ran for Idaho State Senate. I got, I think, 28%, which I was really proud of until I realized, in the coming years that whenever there was a third party candidate in that district, they always got between about 26 and 28%. And so even with all my hard work, campaign signs, all that stuff, it really didn't make much of a dent. Although I did have quite a few people that I met out and about who said that they thought I was pretty cool for opposing Brad Little, and they were behind my campaign. But short story is I moved out of Idaho and I learned an awful lot about politics. And I've learned a few lessons about human nature as well. And so what I found about with human nature is for a lot of people, in trying to decide whether they should affiliate with you or support you or be a part of your little friend club, it seems like there's some hot issues where unless you are 100% with them, they're going to flip the kill switch on you and walk, which I think is pretty pathetic. I really think that's pretty pathetic. It's really sad. It really makes me sad. There's a few blogs out there. I can't remember their names. I'm really bad with names. There's one blogger. I forget his name. Forget the name of not the blog. He's got a YouTube channel. Sorry, YouTube channel. We're talking about YouTube channels, but I think it's Uncorrelated Mormon. I think that's the one. Where, I love his channel. But there's a few things that he preaches that I definitely disagree with. And some months ago, I got on there and I started making comments, and I was a complete prick. I was very, very rude, arrogant, condescending, and abrasive. Imagine that. That's really weird that a pilot would be rude, mean, condescending, and abrasive. But sometimes that comes out. And he told me, he's like, oh my gosh, I've never been had someone treat me in such a condescending manner in my life. And I apologize, like, yeah, you're right, I'm such a jerk. But I asked, I said, hey, would it be okay if we could have a phone conversation? Here's my number. And because I thought that, this is ridiculous. We're going back and forth on YouTube comments, which is a horrible way to communicate, especially in emotionally charged topics. It's very, very hard to come out for anyone in a favorable, positive light. And in the grown-up world, usually if two grown men get together and have a talk, we can have some consensus and actually act like adults. And so he called me about 20 minutes later, and we had a phenomenally awesome discussion. I really, really enjoyed about an hour and 10 minutes that we visited together, and I consider him a friend. Don't remember his name, but I definitely consider him a friend, and I have a lot of love and respect for the Uncorrelated Mormon guy. And you know what though? For me, sure, there's a few doctrinal things that we definitely disagree on, but I still tune into his channel. I still watch his stuff when I have time. I haven't for a while because I've just been so crazy busy, but very much love, respect, admire, and support what he is doing. He puts a crazy amount of time and effort and research into each one of his videos, which is 100 times more than I do, because all my videos, almost every one I can think of, I've done over 100 videos, I think maybe 110 videos now, and maybe 3 of them I've actually had notes for. Three that I can think of I actually had notes for. And so I'm just doing this all off the cuff. That guy is really putting in the work. And so, when you run across somebody online whom you agree with 90% of the time, 99% of the time, they've got lots of great content. You definitely can see that their heart's in the right place. You're learning from them. There really should not be a kill switch. Not unless they're condoning, absolute criminal behavior or something like that. But it's let's be adults here. Let's have some loyalty. Let's if there's something that you don't agree on, put it on the back burner. Put it on the back burner. And I think, hell, maybe I am wrong about that. That's okay. With this last 3 videos I did on the topic of polygamy, I've tried really hard to explain my position. I think mainly people Definitely do not agree with my central thesis there, and that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. Let's move on. Let's move on. But I've been accused of not listening, of not considering, of not being humble about it, and I've seen this 100 times. Just because somebody is not persuaded by your arguments, and just because they continue to disagree with you, does not mean that they're not listening or that they don't understand. Believe you me, I understand very well. I understand very well the arguments and the position that others have in reference to polygamy. So it's not that I'm not listening. I am very much listening. I very much understand. I just happen to have a different opinion about that 0.0001% chance that maybe at some point, if the circumstances were right, polygamy could actually be a good idea for people who are very, 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 very righteous. But for goodness sake, don't flip the kill switch on me for that. Anyway, I'm probably late for class. I gotta go. Love you guys. See you.